Hello. Wait, we have class. We don't have quiz anymore. So change.
Hi, teacher.
Hello. There, I change it because we don't have test anymore. Hello.
Oh, don't have test.
No
Don't
more
have
test.
test.
We finished
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah, free time. Okay.
Free time tomorrow, okay?
No.
Yes. Wait,
No.
we have too much free time. Our free time started this
No,
month.
we have much homework. Oh,
You
why
have many
your
homework?
internet is have red? Oh,
Oh, my internet is so slow.
your internet.
I have no internet. Internet.
Internet.
Teacher, where is your armor?
Internet.
Just
You
joking.
very
Guys.
fast.
Teacher, where is your armor?
The armor, it's there. He has the armor.
Minecraft.
Hello. What is your armor? Oh, hello.
Why
everybody.
only 15 people?
Where's your microphone?
Oh, why only 15 people? Wait. Haha, yes, there. The meme. You know this
Teacher,
meme?
where's your microphone?
No.
I have microphone. I have microphone. I have no microphone. Magic. I'm a magician. Look, I will make the microphone disappear. No microphone. Microphone. Do you have that magic? You don't. Me, not I, but me. Only I know the
Teacher,
magic.
pen.
Watch.
No
I will
pen.
So behind
throw
you,
this
then
in Mount
someone go to
Fuji.
the prison.
There, Mount Fuji. Zing magic. Let's wait. We still have like 4 minutes before we start class. Everybody, good job on your test yesterday. Everybody got 14 points over 15. Teacher Kent got 15 because Teacher Kent is the winner.
No.
No.
No, everybody got 15. You
Oh,
got
okay. Everybody
14.
got 15. I'm sorry. Among
Blue
Us.
Dead.
This is Among Us. I have a feeling that Red is imposter. Look, Red.
Teacher Ken is
Teacher Ken.
No. I think it's.
Teacher Ken is
I am
red.
white. See this? I am white. I am not red.
Teacher, why Boo not dead?
Ow.
Why Boo not dead? He have
Blue is
knife
flying.
on his head.
Blue is voted out. Blue is. Ooh.
Teacher Ken is imposter.
No. I think all of you are the
Everyone
imposters.
vote Teacher Ken.
No.
You are
Please, no.
imposter.
You are imposter.
Okay. It's not me. Look. It's not me.
Mario.
It's Mario and Luigi. Mario and Luigi. Why is one of them has the big cat? Oh, you're at the beach. You're at the beach.
Let me send you to prison.
No, don't. Please don't.
Hello.
Hello. How have you been? Who have you been seeing these past few weekends? 2 minutes. Teacher Cat is not imposter. Ooh. Oh, I told you Teacher Cat is not imposter.
What that background eye?
This is my friend. Do you know my friend?
Not good.
Do you know my friend? My friend is a cat. And Joe and the cat.
Show her the cat.
Yes. The name of that guy is
No,
Joe.
tiger.
That is the cat. That's the cat.
No.
Is the cat. The tiger, but his name is Cat. Cat the tiger. Yes. Tiger's name is.
I feel like I hate I background so much.
That's background because it's a girl that has foot on her head. How is that possible? What's the background?
Naruto teacher found it.
Oh, Naruto. Sasuke. Yes. He's like,
He tries Sakura. He say that again. Teacher, open the background and the post.
wow, you can do that pose. Your feet on your head.
Yes, I really can. Yes, I need to use my
Yes, right? Okay.
I use my hand to.
I can do that. No, I can't. I'm not gonna do that. You don't see my feet. And I'm outside the class. Hey, good morning. Today is class. Class. Okay. Good job. Let's go. Start studying. Our next topic is our final topic. Oh no, it's the eclipse. The total eclipse of the heart. The eclipse. Actually, you already know this. I know you know this. We already saw this. But we just in review because it's in your book. And next week is our final week because after next week you have. I think after next week you have test. Am I correct? right?
Yes.
Oh, so good luck. Good luck on your test. Okay, first and foremost, video time.
Hey, video time.
Why did that the video time stop? That's on. And I will do video. And then we'll if you don't watch, it will be very sad. Sad. There, I think it's still the internet is very fast. Sad.
Teacher,
You-
teacher, what's no one?
No,
That's
sad
why I
watching.
don't ally.
Sad online. That is
How
sad
long
for
time? Oh,
Sad.
let's go.
I is watching the full teacher of the class.
I have background speech. Okay, let's start watching now.
Teacher, a question.
Yes.
Do you pay your internet?
No, I did not pay my internet because teacher, I am just hacking the internet.
And how do you
We
use
shall
the
go to
internet?
pay.
I hack the internet. I go to a house, they are still sleeping, and I get the internet.
I will tell
I'm a hacker.
warning.
No,
A solar eclipse happens
Listen.
when a new moon moves between the Earth and the Sun, blocking some or all sun's rays from reaching the Earth.
Mhm.
By cosmic chance, even though the Sun is 400 times wider than the Moon, it's also 400 times farther away.
Did you hear that? The sun is 400 times bigger than the moon. Coincidentally, meaning it's not on purpose, it just happens. There's also 43,000 farther than the moon. 43 times farther than the moon is the sun.
Therefore, the two objects appear the same size in our sky.
This is what's amazing, class, because when we're at Earth, when we're in Earth, I mean, if you look up, you'll see that the sun, the moon, they're not really that big. But if you go outside of the Earth, you will see that the moon is smaller than the Earth, and the sun is bigger, much, much bigger than the Earth. It's because we see things smaller when they are far away. And the closest one between the two is the moon. The moon is closer to the Earth than the sun. So what you will see is that the sun is small and the moon is also small. You might sometimes think that they are almost of the same size. But when you go out of the Earth, when you become a astronaut, you will find out that the moon is actually smaller than the Earth, but the sun is bigger than both the Earth and the moon. So it's always important, especially now that you're going to P6, it's always important for you to go outside of your comfort zone. Like I know you're already comfortable with P6 in Supalak. It's good that Supalak does not have Matayom, because I am guessing if there is Matayom, you will go to Matayom in Supalak. But because there is no Matayom there, you will go to other schools for Matayom. That means you will meet new people. It's always better to go outside of what you know. You know, like for example, the Earth. If the astronauts just stayed in Earth, we won't know how big the moon and the sun really is. That's why you're now in P6. And I will miss all of you because you will leave me in a few months. Aww. Let's continue.
Astronomers are able to predict eclipses because the Earth and Moon have very predictable orbits.
An orbit is where the moon moves, or a planet, or a celestial body. Celestial body are things found in space. An orbit is where they constantly go. It's like the road. It's just a road that they constantly go back and forth. What's amazing for me is this. Astronomers that did not go outside of Earth, they compute using math and science. They compute how big is the Earth, how big is the moon, and how big is the moon's orbit around the Earth.
Why then isn't there an eclipse every month? The moon
Oh, that's a good question. If the moon always goes around the Earth, why is it that there's no eclipse every month?
Moon's orbit is usually tilted a few degrees north or south in relation to the Earth.
Oh, that means that what they're saying here is that the moon's orbit is not a straight line. It's not a straight circle. It's tilted. Tilted means it's moving to one side over another. It looks like a bit slanted, but not too much. It's not straight, it's a bit slanted. That's why there's only few eclipses. It's only sometimes. If the orbit of the moon is straight, we would have the eclipse every single month.
When the moon does eclipse the sun, it casts two types of shadows on Earth.
There's two shadows when there is eclipse. When there is a solar eclipse.
A smaller, darker shadow known as the umbra, and a larger shadow known as the penumbra.
I think you already know this. It's the umbra and the penumbra.
There are four types of solar eclipses. The
There are four
first and
types.
most spectacular is a total eclipse.
Oh, that was what I was saying earlier. Total eclipse. It's when the moon almost completely or 99% covers the sun. You can just see the rays coming out of the sides of the moon.
When the moon completely covers the sun's surface. A total eclipse can only be seen if you're standing within the umbral shadow.
Oh, because there is umbra, it's a shadow, and shadows only point to a specific area. If you're lucky enough that in the umbra is going to be in Thailand and there is an eclipse, you can go out and you can see the sky actually darken. It's like the sky becomes almost night before the moon slowly moves away. But if you are far from the umbra, you cannot see an immediate effect.
That's why the imaginary line created by this shadow as it races across Earth is known as the path of totality.
Oh, that's not in your book. That's the path of totality. This is the line where people who live there can actually see the full beauty of the total eclipse. If you live in that line, when it was moving that way, you can see it completely cover the sun. But if you're living on another area, you can see a little bit, but it's not a perfect circle. It's not a perfect eclipse.
People within the penumbral shadow see only a partial
You can see that? Can you see the sun? It's only a partial or a part of the sun is covered. It's not like a whole circle.
eclipse, the second type. From this view, outside the path of totality, the moon passes in front of the sun off-center, never fully covering its surface.
Oh, that's why it's off center, as it said, meaning it's not perfectly centered.
Third, an annular eclipse occurs when the moon passes directly in front of the sun.
Ooh.
However, unlike a total eclipse, the moon appears too small to fully cover the sun.
I see. So an annular eclipse is just like a total eclipse, except it looks like it's a bit smaller than the sun. Whereas the total eclipse almost, if you're in the path of totality, can almost cover the sun, like 99%. The annular eclipse is like 70%.
The moon's orbit is elliptical, so sometimes it's closer to Earth and sometimes it's farther away.
Remember when I said that the orbit is tilted? It's not just tilted, it's elliptical, meaning it's not the Earth is not in the center of the orbit of the moon. There are times when the Earth is farther than to the center, and sometimes it is closer to the center.
Last, a hybrid eclipse
Oh,
is
hybrid.
when the moon's position between the Earth and Sun is so finely balanced
Ooh, it's a hybrid. Hybrid means that it's a combination.
that the curvature of the Earth plays a role. The moon will be farther away from some parts of Earth along the eclipse's path.
Wait, I think, yes, I think you can hear this. I'm just double checking. Maybe I'm just talking and you did not hear the video.
Resulting in an annular eclipse. In other parts, the moon will be just close enough to fully cover the sun, resulting in a total
that's good.
eclipse.
So this is what happens. And one, it's a combination. Now, the hybrid eclipse, some parts of the Earth can see the annular eclipse, while some can see the total eclipse. That's why it's hybrid.
While a total solar eclipse happens somewhere on Earth every year or two, any given point on Earth experiences the event only about once every 400 years.
You should watch it because the Earth of
So lag.
หายไปแล้ว
Teacher, I cannot hear your sound.
แลกมาก ไม่ได้ยิน
ไม่ได้
อะไม่ได้ยินทีเชอร์อะ
hear your sound teacher can
I cannot
Hello?
hear I can't hear you sound โอ้
โอเค
I hear แล้ว
โอเค
hear แล้ว
my microphone is broken. Now, what I was saying, it's only 400 years if it passes a point. For example, if it passes Suphanburi in 2000, you watch it. Because if you don't watch it, what happens is you have to count 400 years before it passes Suphanburi again. And no human lives up to 400 years. We only live up to 100 if we're very lucky. So, whenever there's a solar eclipse, if I were you, you should watch it.
We interrupt this video for an important safety announcement. Looking directly at the sun, even during an eclipse, can
Who's
cause
writing that? I saw somebody write that. Erase that. Please erase that. I see that. I see that.
permanent eye damage. Fortunately, there are ways to enjoy an eclipse safely. The easiest is to use certified eclipse watching glasses,
There are glasses to help you watch the eclipse. So if you want to go out, you watch the eclipse.
which are shaded thousands of times darker than typical sunglasses. You can also look at the eclipse indirectly by making a pinhole viewer. Simply poke a small hole in a piece of cardboard. Hold the cardboard up to the
Oh,
sun,
I see.
allowing the sun's image to be projected onto a flat surface.
That's nice. I did not know that. You can make that. Like you get a piece of cardboard, cut a small piece, you just put it there. What happens is it's like the opposite of a shadow. The light goes out and there is light. Then when the moon comes in, you can see the shadow of the moon cover the light. That's amazing. I did not know that.
Be sure to look only at the surface and not through the cardboard.
Do not look through the cardboard if you look at the sun. You will burn your eyes.
Just before the moon completely covers the sun, low-lying valleys on the moon's edge will be the only spots that sunlight continues to pass through. These remaining brilliant shafts of light, known as Bailey's beads, will
Bailey's
disappear
beads.
one after another.
I see.
And finally, a single bead of light remains, known as the diamond ring, signaling that you're just seconds away from experiencing totality.
Oh, okay. I understand. Basically, when the moon starts to like eclipse the sun, the sides of the moon, there are big lights coming out. Those are Bailey's beads. The last big light that comes out before it totally eclipses the sun is what we call the diamond ring.
Once the last bead disappears and the moon completely covers the sun's surface, the view through your eclipse glasses will be pitch black.
Oh, you can see the view through your glasses will be pitch black. Note, in your glasses, it's pitch black. But if you take off your glasses, there's still light in the world because the sun still gives out light. It's just that's why you need these glasses, because it helps you darken the light of the sun.
Totality achieved.
Totality means that it's completely covered. Okay, let's continue. Let's stop watching the video and let's go. Where are you now? Okay, I think I can show it now. Let's share the screen. There's no screen there. There you go. We're finished with the video. What is a solar eclipse? Between the moon when the moon is between the sun and the earth in a straight line, the moon blocks some light from the sun to the earth, and the shadow of the moon falls on earth. What is a solar eclipse? That is a picture of a solar eclipse. That is how if you can see here, it can start this way and escape that way, or it can start this way and escape that way. But whatever the solar eclipse is, it will look like this. I know, I draw so good in the computer.
Very good.
Very good. Now, solar eclipse, this is the picture. A big sun hits the moon. It hits the moon just right so that the shadow will just cover a little part of the earth. And that is the solar eclipse. Total eclipse of the heart. Lunar eclipse. Let's watch another video. We should always watch video because it's the only time we can watch a video while in class, because teacher Kent will never give you free time and no more videos in class. Jamai?
Free time.
No.
Time.
No.
We
You already have too much free time. You went on. You have 1 month free time. You did not go to school. No school means free time.
ทำไมหน้าดิเชอร์ค้างกันนะเมื่อกี้
Oh, let's watch this one. What is this? The lunar eclipse. Oh, what is this? Is this
Dinosaurs.
this is not the
We
lunar
tend to
eclipse.
think of the
It's a
animals of the
dinosaur.
Cretaceous.
Oh no, the internet. I'm gonna hack the internet for a minute. Wait for me. Oh, Sand, I see you writing. Erase that. I see it, Sand. Thank you, Sand.
A lunar eclipse happens when the Earth blocks some or all of the sun's direct light from reaching the moon. This cosmic event only takes place during a full moon, which happens once every 29.5 days, or the length of one full orbit of the moon around the Earth.
Okay, so unlike the solar eclipse where it's once every year at least, the lunar eclipse happens every month. But because it's the moon and not every day you go out and look at the moon, sometimes we don't know, or it's a lunar eclipse. Sometimes it's like, I'm gonna go to bed. It's not like you live at a house that has open ceiling that you can see the moon. So it's not as impressive as the solar eclipse, but it's still very good.
So why don't we have an eclipse
Who is writing that arrow? Please erase the arrow. Cobb Kunkap. Thank you.
every month? The moon's orbit is tilted a few degrees in relation to the Earth. So the Earth, moon, and sun don't always align. When the Earth does eclipse the sun, it casts two types of shadows on the moon. A larger shadow, known as the penumbra,
You already know this. The penumbra and the umbra. The umbra is the darker shadow or the shadow inside, and the penumbra is the shadow outside. You already know this. I know.
and a smaller, darker shadow known as the umbra.
Yes, I'm right. It's not umbra.
There are three
it's
types
umbra.
of lunar eclipses.
Oh, there are also 3 types of lunar eclipse. Total, partial, and penumbral.
The first is a total lunar eclipse, when the sun, moon, and earth are in perfect alignment and the moon falls within the earth's umbral shadow.
Oh, see that? The earth itself is giving the shadow to the moon. That's why you can't see the moon.
Total lunar eclipses are the most striking of the 3 types because they turn the moon a sunset red.
Ooh! You know, there's a story that if the moon is red, it means there's a murder that happened. And the blood of the person went to the moon. But that's just a story.
While shorter blue wavelengths of light are scattered outward by the Earth's atmosphere, longer red wavelengths are refracted or bent inward.
So that's why. Look, light is not white. Light is a rainbow. If you look at it, if you try and get light and you get through a glass or something, it's actually all of the colors. Now, that's why the moon is red. It's because the blue light or the outer lights do not touch the moon. Only the ones that touch the moon is the red light. That's why the moon looks red.
toward the moon, making it appear red.
See?
The brightness of the moon's red glow depends upon how much dust and clouds are in the Earth's atmosphere.
Oh,
Following volcanic activity, ash can block out enough light to render the moon a darker red.
oh. If there's a volcano that erupted and the atmosphere is very full of ash, you know ash, right? From Pokemon? If there's a lot of ash,
Yes.
it makes the red seem darker, as dark as blood. Mm.
Or even near black.
Or near black.
A partial lunar eclipse, the second type, occurs when the Earth, Moon, and Sun don't perfectly align.
Aha, this one, if it's not perfectly aligned and the moon is just in the penumbra, not the umbra.
So only part of the moon passes into Earth's umbra.
Very good.
Earth's shadow appears very dark on the side of the moon facing Earth.
I saw that. I did not know that that's actually an eclipse. Sometimes I see the moon and it looks like a part of it is missing. I mean, I can see that it's a circle, but inside it looks like some part of it has no color. Sand, I still see
Last,
that.
a penumbral lunar eclipse
Sand, I
occurs
see
when the
your
moon
ring. Thank
passes through Earth's penumbral shadow.
you. Mm-hmm.
The event is so subtle that most people don't even notice.
Oh, this is if the perfect one would have to be the total one. The other two, it's not really a perfect eclipse.
The moon will appear just slightly darker than normal.
Huh? It's just slightly darker. Don't know it's
Lunar
even an
eclipses
eclipse.
occur up to 3 times a year
Ooh.
and can be observed from the entire nighttime half of the Earth.
Oh,
Unlike
no,
during
we're
a
running out of
solar
time. It's okay, we
eclipse,
continue.
It's safe to look at the moon with the naked eye during a lunar eclipse.
Unlike
It
the
is
solar
on-
eclipse, it's okay to look at the moon because obviously the moon doesn't have light compared to the sun.
Only because of the distances of the sun and moon from the Earth that we are able to witness total lunar eclipses.
Look at that, 239,000 miles. While the Earth and the sun is 93 million. Not thousand, million. It's very far.
As the moon inches away from the Earth each year,
Oh,
one day, billions of years from now, the moon will be too far away to fall completely within Earth's umbral shadow.
oh, I did not know that.
Until then, we can occasionally enjoy seeing our own planet's shadow cast upon the largest object in the night
Pan, I like your what, unicorn hat.
sky.
Okay. Wow, I did not know that. Someday in the far future when we're all gone, maybe 200 300 years from now, there's no more lunar eclipse because it will not pass through the umbra shadow. It will always stay in the penumbra. But thankfully during our time, we can see it. Now let's finish our class so that you can have your free time. What is a lunar eclipse? When the Earth is between the sun and the moon in a straight line, the Earth blocks sunlight to the moon. The Earth's shadow fell on the moon. It's the opposite. In the solar, it's the moon who is between the Earth and the sun. In the lunar, it's the Earth who is between the moon and the sun. This is a picture of a lunar eclipse. See that? That's why if there's a perfect lunar eclipse, it's red. Because it's of the color red. Another example, see the Earth is between the moon and the sun. And see you at school, class. See you next week. Do you miss school already?
Yes.
Did you understand? Or do you want another test? You understand? Singto, your brother's at your back. Who is this person that has a very cute cat on the picture? So cute.
Me?
I don't know. No, not Sonam. The other one. Oh, it's by Toy. I was like, oh, is that? The cat is so cute. Like, okay, don't you have any questions for Teacher Kent?
What is your name?
My name is Teacher
No.
Kent. You're not listening, Sand. No more?
How old are you?
Yes,
I'm
I'm fine,
hungry.
thank you. And you?
Teacher, I'm hungry.
What?
I'm hungry.
You're hungry? Can you give me some food, please?
What?
ปลุกตาม
I'm
แล้วจะ
also
ไปปา
hungry.
ใส่ตู้
Okay,
I have
okay,
only
class.
food.
Goodbye. See you next week. See you at school. Bye.